With what kind of body will they come? And the idea is that they're making this objection and saying, well, the dead can't be raised. It's impossible to believe in this because I can't even really picture it in my mind. And here's how Paul responds, how foolish. What you sow does not come to life unless it dies. This is one of the things God's built into nature. The seeds you plant, they don't create new life until the old plant has died. When you sow, you don't plant the body that will be, but just a seed, perhaps of wheat or of something else. Anybody planting seeds these days? You should be. If you're not, get on it. Everybody should grow seeds. So you order some seeds. You probably weren't around when the old plant produced the seeds. Maybe some of you were, if you save your own seeds. But you grab a seed, and especially when you're a new gardener, right? You don't really, do I know this seed? What is it going to turn into? You know, because the package says. But you plant something that's different than what's going to grow out of that seed. This is Paul's point. God gives it a body as he has determined, and to each kind of seed, he gives its own body. Not all flesh is the same. People have one kind of flesh, animals have another, birds another, and fish another. Now, he's writing this, he's not speaking scientifically here, because science hadn't even been created yet. But just think about this for a minute. He's talking about the different ways, the different things God has made. God has made things in different kinds, different categories, hasn't he? You can just look around the world and see it, right? If you're hanging out with a human being and you're looking at yourself, your own hands and arms, and then you look at, a fish, that's a different kind of thing. Look at a bird, that's a different kind of thing altogether. And these are not things that we could have come up with. If there had never been birds in the world, I posit this to all of you, human beings would not be able to come up with the idea of birds. You notice how in our science fiction movies and our fantasy movies, nobody ever really creates anything totally new. Like when somebody tries to picture a true alien, they always end up creating some kind of monster, don't they? That's just a distortion of something that already exists. This is part of Paul's logic here is God created these different kinds of flesh. You could never have come up with them. So just because you can't imagine the kind of body that we'll rise with doesn't mean there isn't a new kind of body that we will rise with. Do you see it?